Hello, my name's Guy Haring. I'm the art teacher at Torquay Academy, and I'm going to share with you my experiences using technology in the art department. One of the first projects I did with students was a sports project with the advent of the Olympics, and we wanted to look at the human figure in motion. So a group of students took the work of Edvard Muybridge, who was a photographer who used sequencing in his photographs. The students took some photographs from a book of his work. They then put that in the computer. They worked in paint, adding sort of various colours. They then transferred that into a movie maker and carried on and then recorded the sequence of movements. It was a little bit staccato, but I think on the whole it worked very well. They then added some music to that, and I think the whole thing as a small piece of work actually worked very well. Kids were very happy about the final project, but also seeing the sort of limitations and in fact what they could do, how they could extend the project. I've always been very interested to hear students articulate what they think about their work. I don't think there's any question of being sort of right or wrong, good or bad, but I think it's very necessary to evaluate your work. Now, the next time we used technology was a real revelation to me, because we gave a video camera to one of our students. And normally this girl, I would say, was a very sort of taciturn, very laconic student, but on this occasion she really did use the technology in a very, very effective way. It was quite surprising to me, because in fact she becomes very eloquent and she talks about her work with real sort of passion and interest. I gave the video recorder to two students. I didn't give them any sort of briefings, and I think what they produced was really quite a strong piece.
So what is your topic for this project?
It's love and the first embrace.
Okay, why did you pick this?
I picked it because I wanted to show the emotion between two different people when they come together.
Okay, what was your inspiration? What artist did you look at?
My inspiration was two of the main artists I looked at was Klimt and Rodin. They had the most relativity to the project I was doing, especially Rodin. I had to look at him in more detail. He did a sculpture which represented the same sort of feeling that mine does, just in a different way of presenting it.
Okay, what is your favourite feature?
My favourite feature is the woman. I like her body shape. It was easy to do. I had fun doing it. I like the curves that I've done and able to do on her, and I think it works well.
Okay, what was the most difficult thing to do?
The most difficult was probably the man, as there was a lot of detail that had to go into the man. He had to be quite muscular and built to look like he's sort of sheltering her and keeping her safe, so he had to be really manly and sort of broad, which was hard to do. I had to draw numerous pictures of the man to get the feeling of what I had to actually bring it into is a clay sculpture.
But did you enjoy doing this?
I did. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed every single aspect of doing it. Obviously I found more bits difficult than others, and I don't like as many bits as I do others, but I did enjoy the process of making my sculpture, yes. Okay,
so what is your least favourite part?
My least favourite probably is the legs, I have to say. Yeah, they're supposed to come in together as one, to show when they single people come together, they could be one person, but I wish I'd done more detail and given it being more defined in the leg area.
Okay, so did Mr. Haring help you in any way?
He did help me, yeah. I did do most of it on my own. I enjoyed doing it, but he had to help me with some of the positioning, because it was a difficult position to put the clay into.
Right, so finally, are you happy with your final result?
I am very happy. Apart from the things that I would change, I'm overall pleased with what I've achieved in this project. I do love it, and I'm pleased that I've done it.
I have a real interest in portrait. In fact, I'm a portrait painter. And one of the projects I did with students was for them to create their own self-portrait. Now, we did this by initially taking photographs of them. They then used a sort of mathematical grid system to enlarge their photographs about 3 times. And they then looked at the foes, who were a group of artists who paint in very strong, vibrant colours. And they had to try and reproduce their own portraits. Now, I said to them that the colours they could use very much had to reflect their personalities. And by and large, we had some very interesting results. We put these images onto a program called Creatza. Now, Creatza enabled them to see their original photograph and their paintings, and it actually morphed the two together. This was a great tool because I was able to show the students their own photographs, and they actually really enjoyed looking at themselves. But also, it's a very good way to present that type of work. We added some music to it, and I think you'll agree when you see the images, it actually was a very successful.